Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. We are going to start the topic occupation of Guwahati and the fourth phase. First of all, we will see occupation of Guwahati. Okay, sorry, this will be Guwahati. Okay, so occupation of Guwahati and the fourth phase. Occupation of Guwahati with the help of Captain Wells. Okay, so how Guwahati was reoccupied by Captain Wells and Gorinath Singha, we will see this. In our last class, we have seen that Ahom administration was already becoming weak, okay, and that is why the neighboring subordinate rulers, they revolted against the Ahom kingdom. Suppose the Darang Raja Krishna Narayan Hardatta Chaudhary of North Kamrup, okay, one is whom? Krishna Narayan Hardatta Chaudhary. It is Darang Raja and North Kamrup. Okay, so they revolted against whom? Against the Ahom king, okay, Ahom administration. So while the Ahom king Gorinath Singha was in Nagaon, okay, he was escaping to Nagaon because already the rebels were fighting against him and he had to escape to Nagaon. But he could not take refuge there because of whom? Because of this Krishna Narayan and Hardatta Chaudhary. They also started revolting against the Ahom Raja, who was the king that time, Gorinath Singha. Okay, Gorinath Singha, and they were revolting against them, and he had to flee from Nagaon to Guwahati. Okay, Guwahati. So again in Guwahati, what happened? There was a Kaivarta community. Okay, it was a community of people. Kaivarta community revolted against the king with the help of whom? With leadership of Bairagi Raja. Bairagi ruler, okay, Raja. The Kaivarta community has revolted against the Ahom ruler, and what happened? Set fire to the Ahom king's residence. That means where the Ahom king was living, this community with the help of Bairagi Raja set fire in the to the Ahom residence. Okay, so again what happened? From Guwahati also the ruler had to flee. That means he could not escape in any of these places because of the revolt of such and such people. Okay, so while he was returning from Guwahati, because he could not escape there, so he was compelled to flee from Guwahati. During his return he met Captain Wells. Okay, during his return from Guwahati, whom he met? Captain Wells. And now Captain Wells assured that you again return to Guwahati, we will together reoccupy Guwahati, and this happened. Okay, and this happened because he gave assurance that we will help you in occupying Guwahati. Okay, so while Captain Wells was coming to Assam, he had helped the king in suppressing these revolts and reoccupying Guwahati. The Bairagi Raja, the Darang Raja, they were defeated and they were taken prisoners. And Hardatta Chaudhary, okay, Hardatta Chaudhary, his revolt was suppressed, and once again he was made a tributary king. Tributary king means what? He would not rise against the Ahom ruler. He would remain the tributary king. Okay, so it means he's not the main ruler but a tributary ruler. Okay, so he was again established onto the status of the tributary ruler. So after resolving this problem, okay, Captain Wells went to Rangpur to solve the problem of Ahom kingdom. So Ahom kingdom's problem, how it was solved, that means before solving the problem, he made a treaty with the Ahom ruler. Okay, what was it? Was a treaty related to trade benefits. Okay, because English were here for their trading purpose, and they made a treaty related to trade benefits. So what was in the treaty? Let us discuss. So the trade treaty, it was signed on 8th of February 1793 and signed between whom? Captain Wells and Gaurinath Singha. So what were the conditions of this treaty? That 10% of tax was levied on commodities imported into Assam from any English dominated region. Okay, imported commodities. So again the next condition was 10% of tax was levied on exported items of Assam, that means exported commodities from Assam to any English dominated region. Okay, next third is that no tax was to be collected on grain and rice. On what? Grain and rice. So another next condition was to collect this import and export duties. Two offices would be set up. Two offices, that means custom offices. I think whenever you travel to somewhere, you get these toll gates, okay, which collect taxes in between, okay, in the roads. We get while going from here. If anyone might have been to Shillong, okay, there in a road, in between, we get this collecting toll tax. Okay, in the same way, two custom houses will be would be set up in which places? Guwahati one and Kandahar. Okay, Kandahar. So in these two places, what will be set up? Two custom offices where these import and export duties will be collected. Okay, and another condition is that no other European traders, see, British were also European, and other than them many Europeans came to India, as we already know from the first chapter. So other than the English, okay, other than the English, no any European traders could come and trade in Assam without permission of whom? The English and the Ahom government. So these were the conditions of the 1793 trade treaty. Okay, under these conditions, the English helped the Ahom ruler. So after this treaty, it was compelled. That means they now have to take action against the Mauryaas. After signing this treaty, they took action against the Mauryaas. So additional forces, additional armed forces, okay, were bought. English forces were bought. Okay, English forces to whom? To what? To suppress the Mauryaas. Okay, so forces were brought to suppress the Mauryaas, but by this meantime, okay, by this time already Purnananda Buragohai, he was keeping Jorhat safe. Okay, the new capital, which was that means where Jorhat, Purnananda Buragohai was escaping himself, and for security reasons, okay, later on it was made the new capital. So Jorhat he was keeping safe and keeping the Mauryaas away from Jorhat. Okay, so now this additional forces compel the Mauryaas to flee from Rangpur, okay, where the Ahom capital was there. So here the Assamese soldiers also, okay, Assamese soldiers whom the Purnananda Buragohai was training, Assamese soldiers, so they were finding great assistance from these additional English forces. Now their spirit also was rising, because they were now gaining some support from the English to fight against the Mauryaas. Okay, Mauryaas were now leaving Rangpur. Then By this time in 1794, Gauranath Singha entered his capital. So Rangpur was freed from the clutches of the rebels. Rebels were now no more in Rangpur, and Bharat Singha, who declared earlier declared himself the independent ruler, okay, he was compelled to leave. Okay, he was badly injured by the armies and he was compelled to leave. So somehow he managed himself to escape alive. Okay, so Lord Cornwallis was the governor general while this expedition was going on, and after Lord Cornwallis, Sir John Shore, okay, so Sir John Shore became the new Governor General, and he adopted the new policy of non-intervention. So, according to this policy, intervention, that means no English would intervene in the internal political affairs of any ruler. Okay, so that policy was adopted by John Shore, and John Shore called Captain Wells back from Assam, and that is why Captain Wells, he had to leave the expedition halfway and go back. Okay, go back to by this call of John Shore, according to what policy? According to the policy of non-intervention. So after return of Captain Wells, we can see the fourth phase of the Muamoria rebellion. That means after Captain Wells returned, the Muamorias again they took over Rangpur. Okay, Rangpur. And Gauranath Singha, finding Rangpur the insecure, as because most of the time they were revolting and occupying Rangpur. Now he was compelled to shift the capital to which place? To Jorhat, where Purnananda Buragohai was keeping the place safe and secure from the rebellion. So by this time in 1795, as the Ahom ruler, okay, Gauranath Singha died. Gauranath Singha died. So what happened? Purnananda Buragohai, he has selected Kinaram, okay, as the successor. Kinaram adopted the name Kamaleswar Singha, and the Ahom name was what? Suklengfa. Okay, so he was adopted, and during Kamaleswar Singha's reign, what happened? There was again more revolt. You can see they were revolting in the north bank. The Fala Bahatiyas were revolting, okay, under the leadership of Phupai, okay, who were revolting in the north bank, okay, in the north bank of the Brahmaputra river. The leader was Phupai, and who were the, what was the community? The Fala Bahatiyas, okay, Bahatiyas. So they were, you can see now, revolt from many side. Phupai, okay, and with them joined Pitambar Deva, okay, Pitambar Deva, he was the Muamoria Mahanta, okay, Pitambar Deva, he was the Muamoria Mahanta. And in again North Lakhimpur, I'm just marking it in this way, in North Lakhimpur, okay, in North Lakhimpur you can see again Muamorias revolting under leadership of Jabor, okay, these names are little bit unique. So Jabor again, you can see Singphos Khamtis, okay, okay, Singphos Khamtis. See, revolt from all the side. Singphos and Khamtis were also revolting, okay, again in Kachar, they were, Muamorias were revolting in Kachar. So Purnananda Buragohai, however, he has suppressed the revolt. However, he has suppressed this revolt also. The Mamoria Mahanta was taken as prisoner in Jorhat. He has suppressed the revolt somehow with strict hand. He has suppressed the revolt in Lakhimpur, again in the Singpho Khamti's revolt in the east. Okay, with that means Singpho and Khamti, they also allied with the Mauryaas, and they have also revolted, and them also Purnananda Buragohai has suppressed. Again Mauryaas revolted in Kachar. Okay, their leader was whom Bijoy Bormuragohai in Kachar. Okay, and Bijoy Bormuragohai was a fugitive son, okay, of Rajeshwar Singha. This Bijoy Buragohai. Bormuragohai. Although at first the Kachari ruler, okay, Krishna Chandra was the Kachari ruler by this time, Krishna Chandra has helped them, okay, in revolting against the Ahom ruler. But what happened? Purnananda Buragohai was very diplomatic person, okay. He has suppressed the rebellion and took Krishna Chandra on their side. That means he had divided Krishna Chandra and whom the ruler was helping, okay, divided from them, and then after bringing Krishna Chandra away from the rebels, he had suppressed the Maurya rebellion in this second battle too. So and the interesting part is here that once again the when Bharat Singha died, okay, Bharat Singha died, Mauryas revolted, okay, under the leadership of Sarbananda Singha, under the leadership of Sarbananda Singha, Mauryas revolted and they helped the Singhphos. Okay, but that means they were helped by the Singhphos. They were helped by the Singhphos. Understood? And with the help of Singhphos, 2 times, okay, Burmese could enter Ahom kingdom. That means enter into Assam twice. But Purnananda Buragohai very successfully managed to defeat the Mauryas 2 times and sent back the Burmese 2 times. That means now Purnananda Buragohai, he was very clear that the Mauryas and Burmese, okay, Mauryas and Burmese, their relations should be broken, because Burmese again would be a big threat to Ahom kingdom if their relation is not broken. Okay, so now we will see that Purnananda Buragohai will act very cleverly, very diplomatically. He will act how he suppressed the rebellion very cleverly, that we will see. That means such a huge step he has taken, and after that Mauryas did not revolt. That means he knew what tactics should be applied in this kind of revolt. Okay, so after this Purnananda Buragohai also realized that we have already studied this one in our previous class, that among the Mauryas, that means within the Mauryas, the Moran community, okay, Moran was the largest one. That means they were the majority in the Mauryas. Many other communities were also there in the Maurya. As a whole, they were the Mauryas. But which community was biggest? Which community was majority? The Moran. So Purnananda Buragohai thought now that the Morans should be pleased, okay, they should be pleased, and they should be given some opportunity, or they should be given some thing, like that means which was their demand. And then the Mauryas, if majority was settled, okay, with peace, then others cannot gain any support to revolt. Okay, so here what happened, Sarbananda, okay, with Sarbananda, he was the leader this time of the Maurya revolt, Purnananda Buragohai signed the treaty. So what was in this treaty? In which place it was signed? It was signed in Bengmara, okay, present Tinsukia. Bengmara it was signed, and in Bengmara who were between whom it was signed? Between Purnananda and Sarbananda. Okay, Sarbananda Singha was the leader of the Mauryas, and Purnananda Buragohai, he was the prime minister of the Ahom ruler. So a place was that means between Brahmaputra and Dihing river, one place was given to Sarbananda Singha, and that was declared as Matak Rajya. Understood? That was declared as Matak Rajya. And who will be the leader there? That means who will be the ruler there? Sarbananda will be the ruler of the Matak Rajya. Okay, Sarbananda, a place between Brahmaputra and Dihing. Okay, Dihing, a place was declared as Matak Rajya. Okay, Matak Rajya. And this Matak Rajya ruler will be Sarbananda Singha. Sarbananda Singha. And Sarbananda Singha will pay a yearly tribute to the Ahom ruler. So see, majority, that means the Morans were pleased with this policy. Purnananda Buragohai, he had a policy with him to suppress the Maurya rebellion in this way. So this policy was really successful in suppressing the rebellion, because after this the Mauryas did not revolt again against the Ahoms. Understood? So Matak kingdom, the creation of the Matak kingdom, how that means this policy has suppress the revolt of the Mauryas. This is very interesting here. So in this way, the fourth phase or the final phase of the Maurya rebellion came to an end. Okay, after this we will discuss the results of the Maurya rebellion. I think you have understood this one. So we can see a great role of Purnananda Buragohai in suppressing the Maurya rebellion. His tactics, his courage, okay, his diplomatic policies, wherever he applied diplomatic policies, okay, how he tried to suppress the revolt, not only through war but also through these policies he has suppressed the Maurya revolt. So I think you have understood up to here. So we are going to end this class and discuss the results of the rebellion in the next class. Thank you so much.